Okay, well, this is take two. I realized the first time I did this, I was not within the screen, so let me double check here. Okay, so this is a very short video on the use of cross contour line drawing and how that technique relates to hatching and cross hatching and to the initial contour line drawing that we've been up to. So, here in this little drawing demo that I've got going, I have had contour line drawings describing a cube, a little tiny cup, and a piece of maybe folded fabric or something to show how different kinds of lines need to be applied to different kinds of objects in order to describe what we're trying to get at in their volume. So a contour line drawing, a beautiful contour line drawing even, can begin to describe volume, especially when you have aspects of linear perspective in it and you're describing cubes and cups and saucers and stuff like that. But really, when you get into needing to fully describe volume, it's good to have an understanding of how to use cross contour line. Cross contour line, as opposed to just describing the exterior edge of a form like contour line drawing it does, describes the volumes or facets or planes of an object. In this very simple cube here, it is, I'm going to use straight lines to describe the flatness of the planes of this form and of the ground on which it's sitting. In this case, I'm imagining there being a light casting a shadow. So cross contour can be used along with cross hatching to describe light and shadow. But really, for this exercise, I'm most interested in utilizing it to enhance the sense of volume within the forms. So one of the things to be really careful of and aware of and mindful of is the use of straight lines to describe flat forms and curved lines to describe curved forms or folded forms like this flag. And so here, let me make a for example for you. For example, I have of course utilized these edges to show that this is a flat plane. But if I try and describe that flat plane lazily by using some arched forms like this, now it looks like the top of that form could have an arch to it. So that's not the way to go about doing that. The way to go about describing that flat form is to utilize straight lines. And that's a really intuitive and almost a no-brainer until you get to, I'm a scribbler, I'm going to scribble, until you get to describing circular or cylindrical forms. And in that case, you need to reinforce the volume, the circular volume of that form by using curved lines. So, and that's what's been done already here in my previous attempt to make this video. I have wrapped lines. This is like wrapping a line around a mummy. And it's going to reinforce those edges. So in this direction, I can use straight lines in this case because this cylindrical form is straight that way. And I'm going to use those in a way that parallels those edges. So now I'm enhancing the volume of this form. So watch as I do the opposite of what I did here. if I lazily, in an attempt to describe maybe value, just start to hatch in some flat lines on what it should be a cylindrical form, now it begins to flatten that out. That form no longer has the same volume that it did before. So in my cross contour lines, I have to get pretty intuitive about it and pretty mindful about it. Some people's cross contour lines are very exacting, and some people's you'll see some pretty accurate scribbles, and I'm going to include like artists like Daumier in this, or Delacroix. Right? So sometimes it's pretty rigid, like Giorgio Morandi. Either way, you're describing the volume. And so let me find my drawing here. So I set up this still life here and created a nice, sorry about the jiggling, contour line drawing of it, and have begun to do some hatching, some cross contour line and some hatching and cross hatching in there to try and begin to get a sense of the volume. And so I'll just go over that a little bit. Now, again, with this curved surface here, I'm going to reinforce this curve up here by curving my lines around like I did to describe the interior edge of the teacup. And the flatness of the T that's in there, I'm going to scribble a little bit to make it feel a little bit reflective, but it can also be flat. I'm going to use some really tiny curved lines around this lip up here to give a sense of that curved lip of the cup. And did that here rather lazily, actually. I need to go back in and redo that. And here I can patiently use these curved lines to describe this curved form, and some curved lines this way to describe that, the curve of that form. These are all mostly flat planes. A little bit of this interior, the handle of this knife gets to be a little bit round, and so I'm going to carefully begin to describe the volume of that with some curved lines. And I think you're getting the point of this exercise. This is going to help a tremendous amount when we get into utilizing light and shadow to describe not only the light and shadow on an object, but the volume of the object that light and shadow is describing. So that is our destination. Have fun drawing and take care. Bye-bye.